Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thanks for joining us here on this beautiful sunny day. We're here today with our federal and private partners to discuss commercial vehicle safety. The run of show here this morning will be three speakers. Major Robert Kroll, our director of our Bureau of Patrol with the Pennsylvania State Police, will be the first speaker, followed by Mr. Bob Dolan, road team driver representing the PMTA, the Pennsylvania Motor Truck Association. And last but not least, we'll have Deputy Administrator Earl Adams Jr. with the FMCSA, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. After the three speakers are finished, we have some visuals behind us. We'll be conducting some motor carrier inspections that you're welcome to film and get visuals on. We also have our No Zone trailer that you'll be able to take a look at, and obviously we'll take questions as well. So, Major Kroll?
Good morning. I'm Major Robert Kroll, Director of the Pennsylvania State Police Bureau of Patrol. Keeping the roads of the Commonwealth safe is a core mission of the Pennsylvania State Police, and it's not something that we do alone. I am joined today by some of our safety partners representing the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration and the Pennsylvania Motor Truck Association. Together, we all work towards promoting safe vehicle operation by all operators of vehicles on the highways, commercial, non-commercial, motorcycles. Doesn't matter what the vehicle is, we look for safety by all operators because they're all interacting together and need to share the road appropriately. One of our more difficult tasks with the Pennsylvania State Police for a trooper is to inform a family member that a loved one has died unexpectedly as a result of a crash. Yet unfortunately, on Interstate 81 alone, our troopers responded to 42 fatal crashes during the last 5 years, the period from 2018 through 2022. Overall, during the same period on I-81 in Pennsylvania, there were a total of 2,025 reportable crashes that caused an additional 779 injuries. Sadly, many of these crashes could have been prevented if the at-fault drivers had exercised responsible driving practices. Common causes of crashes investigated by our troopers include speeding over the posted speed limit, as well as, but separately and differently, driving too fast for road and weather conditions and the traffic conditions that exist at the time. Even sometimes the speed limit may not be safe or appropriate depending on those conditions at the moment. Also, following too closely, careless passing and illegal lane changes, aggressive driving, driving while distracted, and driving while impaired round out the causal factors for many of our crashes that occur. In an effort to reduce crashes and the injuries and fatalities that result from them along the Interstate 81, the Pennsylvania State Police has joined with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration and other state police entities along the I-81 corridor for its entire length to conduct extra patrols and proactive traffic enforcement. This enforcement initiative is focusing on the busy summer travel months of June, July, and August. The goal is to gain voluntary compliance with the highway safety laws that protect all of us, your family and mine. As we travel during the busy summer season, whether we're traveling to work, on vacation, or for other reasons, all highway users should keep safe driving in mind. During the 5-day enforcement periods, there were 2 of them during the month of June in 2023, the Pennsylvania State Police conducted a total of 1,154 traffic stops on Interstate 81. These resulted in a total of 1,322 traffic citations and 1,119 written warnings. Additionally, 299 commercial motor vehicles were inspected in the way that the inspectors are doing behind us here today, and you'll have an opportunity to observe after the press conference. I believe this demonstrates 2 things. The Pennsylvania State Police is committed to ensuring motorists comply with the laws for the purpose of improving highway safety for all of our travelers and guests in the Commonwealth. And there is a need to appeal to all of our drivers to focus on driving safely on our highways. Please drive responsibly, use your safety belt, and eliminate driving distractions in the vehicle. Allow for safe traveling distances when following the vehicle ahead of you, so that if something does occur, you have available time to react. Be sure to move over for disabled vehicles and emergency responders along the highway, or if you can't move over due to traffic conditions, slow down as you pass by them to ensure their safety as well. And remember that when you're passing commercial vehicles, avoid hanging in their blind spots and give ample space in front of the vehicle before moving back into the lane ahead of it after completing your pass. These vehicles often weigh up to 80,000 pounds or more, and they take a stopping distance is increased for them to 3 times what the usual passenger vehicle is that we're all used to driving on the highways. Giving them the appropriate safe clearance when you pass is imperative to avoid potentially being struck if something comes to a stop ahead of you as you're completing that passing maneuver. I thank you for your attention to this important campaign, and I wish everyone a safe summer.
Our next speaker is Mr. Bob Dolan with the PMTA.
Good morning. On behalf of the Pennsylvania Motor Truck Association, I want to thank everyone here for having us here today, being able to share some of our views along the highways here of what we see and what we don't see. My representation here today is one of my career of having 45 years in the trucking industry, 43 years behind the wheel of a tractor trailer, as you see coming in and out of this area here, right here. This highway here, I-81, that we're discussing about today, has been a major thoroughfare that I've actually had the experience of driving many miles. I've logged over 3.5 million safe driving miles in my career, and I can tell you, going up and down this highway has attracted quite a few of those miles, and I've been able to add them up. If anybody is familiar with I-81, I-81 was actually carved out of the Appalachian Trail coming from the upstate New York down into Virginia. And one of the greatest things that I've seen in my career is driving up and down these highways and being able to experience the scenery, being able to see these areas, because if you ever get the chance to run I-81, it is very scenic, up and down the mountains and through the valleys. How does I-81 actually come into play with the trucking industry? Think about this. The trucking industry is an industry that is very dynamic, and we are very on top of things, and we are there to move the goods for the American people. And as you see, I-81, as you see out here, is very heavily traveled by the trucking industry. And what we look at out here is that I-81 is a major thoroughfare for us to bring in from the south up to the northern regions. And it's an area that is strategically situated that we can branch off on a lot of different interstates and different areas on the way. So you can see the need from our industry of why we are out there today and moving the goods and needs. And think about this too. Since the pandemic and everything that has progressed over the years, our country has shown a need to move goods faster to the destination. And this corridor is a great asset to this movement of our freight system. But like I say, I'd like to share, one of the things I'd like to definitely share with you today, though, from our industry standpoint and from a driver standpoint, is that we want to share some tips with you that helps everybody share the road safely and be able to get everybody home safely every evening. And these tips are actually designated to educate the public. And as a lot of you may have never experienced in driving schools or education, when you were going through driving education classes, you never were taught how to drive around a tractor trailer. That was one thing that we never saw, and our industry and our organization is very happy to take this message out to wherever we can. In fact, today, as in behind here in the background, we have the Pennsylvania Motor Truck Association safety trailer, which has a great diagram of the no zone presentation that we take out to the schools. And we will be definitely happy. We have another road team member here, and we will definitely happy afterwards to demonstrate some of our blind spots out there. But let me continue on here and just give you some of those tips of how to safely drive around a tractor trailer. I just alluded to the blind spot. when you see us going down the highway, we're sitting up there, we're up there, what, 6, 7, 8 feet up high off the air. So you think our presentation, being able to see out there is very, very easy. You think we have optimal vision. But in reality, we don't. We have a lot of blind spots around that tractor trailer. And those are the blind spots that we want to educate folks about, where to stay out of, where not to linger in. What happens when a driver is going down the highway, think about, I'm going down the highway. It's a beautiful sunny day out here today, going down Route 81. These trucks have all the amenities of home. My truck has XM Sirius radio, so I can pick whatever station I want. I'm going down there. And it's like any other driver, sometimes you might get a little complacent. So think about you as a driver, your car driver, you're going down alongside of us, you're in my blind spot. Now you're lingering in that blind spot. You're in a danger zone. So if something happens in front of me that I have to change a lane, I'm going to look in my mirrors. I only have a couple seconds to change a lane. Next thing I know, I'm going to have to move one way or another. And if you're lingering in my blind spot, I'm not going to see you, and that's when you might see a tractor trailer coming over. So the message here is that when you're passing a tractor trailer, make sure that you do not linger in that blind spot. Go past the tractor trailer, get past the driver's blind spots, and then also make sure that you give ample room in front of us to stop. And I'll discuss that in a little bit. But by all means, always pass on the left-hand side of the truck. It's our shortest blind spot, because the right side and the rear of a tractor trailer, the blind spots are extremely dangerous, and we definitely don't want you to be there anywhere near that sides, because they do cause trouble. So, and think about when you're passing us, and if something happens out there, think about the size and the weight difference between a car and a tractor trailer. As Major Kroll said, our tractor trailers can weigh anywhere up to 80,000 pounds gross vehicle weight. 80,000 pounds is a lot of cargo on there, especially when your vehicles are averaging around, say, maybe 3,000 pounds. So the size and the weight difference there, if there is any kind of a conflict, we're going to be, unfortunately, I'm going to say, we're going to be inflicting a lot of danger and possibly extra injury, in fact, there, because of that size and that weight difference. So the injuries will definitely be more severe, and definitely the damage could also be greater. So make sure that you are aware of those facts there. And one of the things I did allude to before about stopping distances, and that is, for me to stop an 80,000 pound tractor trailer 55 miles an hour on a nice dry concrete smooth surface on a nice sunny day like this, it's going to take me more than the length of a football field to stop that truck. And that's just the stopping distance for a football field, and that's a long way. Where your car is going to be about half that distance, maybe even less than that. Okay, so when you're passing a tractor trailer, make sure when you pass that truck that when you pull over back in front of the tractor trailer, that if something happens in front of you, you have to make that emergency stop. We want to both be able to stop effectively and safely, so make sure there's a good cushion of space between the difference between the two. So couple other things I just want to clue on real quick here. Turning distances. As again, 53-foot long trailer, long distance around. It takes a long time to turn that vehicle. Be very conscious if that truck is making a turn. It takes the space, and it takes a lot of real estate to make us move around a corner. The other thing you might see, especially on 81 out here, as is predominant on 81 of my travels up and down this highway, is that you're driving the valleys, you're driving the mountains, and a lot of the times you're going to have wind gusts coming back and forth on this highway. So one of the things you're also going to notice that these tractor trailers are 13'6" high. They pick up the wind very, very strongly in different areas. So you might see a tractor trailer sometimes move a little bit in the lane. Be cautious, maybe back off, stay away a little bit, and that way you will be able to safely navigate the roads together, okay, because of those things. So one of the things I just want to touch on here also is that because of these rooms and the education we need to put out with these folks, I'd like to put an invitation out to Pennsylvania Motor Truck also, that if anybody is looking for an educational piece, we are open. Our website's on the trailer, www.pmta.org. We can be reached for any kind of education that we're out there, because by working together and practicing these safe driving tips and driving a vehicle without distractions, we can focus on the job at hand, and by doing it safely, we can all return safely home every day. Thank you.
Our final speaker is Deputy Administrator Earl Adams Jr. with the FMCSA.
Good morning. I'm Earl Adams Jr. I have the distinct honor and pleasure of serving as the Deputy Administrator of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. It's a real honor to be here today with our partners in state government, Major Kroll, our partners in industry, the PMTA. Bob, thank you so much for what you all have done and what you're going to do to help us all achieve our primary mission, and that is ensuring safety on our roadways. Today is an important day. Chris Henry, who's our DA, kind of commented that this is a big deal. The fact that we have brought together our partners, we've brought together folks from around the state in order to focus in on highway safety, and in particular in the I-81 corridor, which is, as Bob said, such an important corridor for the movement of freight around the country, but it is also, unfortunately, a high crash corridor. And so this initiative and this effort is all designed to bring attention and to bring awareness. The theme of this effort, Together Make I-81 Safer, really goes to the heart of our work, working together to decrease crashes and fatalities on our roadways. This is a multi-state initiative where we are helping to discourage unsafe driving behaviors like distracted driving that causes passengers and commercial vehicle crashes. We're focusing on this stretch of highway because, as the Major said, between 2018 and 2022, there were over 5,000 crashes on I-81 between the 5 states, New York, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, and Tennessee. Here in Pennsylvania alone, 1,600 crashes, which is only second to Virginia. The most crashes happening Scranton south down to Hazleton, and right here in this area. The bottom line is that 144 people lost their lives during this period in 2021 on I-81, and it's because of that. These aren't just statistics. These are people. They're people with families. They're people who had plans. They were going on vacation. They were going to work. They're doing something with someone that they love. But the bottom line is that because of speeding, because of distracted driving, they were not able to accomplish their goal. The purpose of this initiative is to increase education and enforcement efforts to serve in order to educate all vehicle operators, not just commercial vehicle, but also those in passenger vehicles. We're very proud at FMCSA that this initiative also aligns well with our program, our national program, Our Roads, Our Safety public awareness campaign, which is, as I said, it's designed to educate all road users how to share the roads in a safe way. We're also proud of the fact that we're able to deliver in the way of funding to support these initiatives here in the state of Pennsylvania and along the I-81 corridor. FMCSA's largest grant program, which is the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program, or MCSAP, we awarded $471 million this past year, and 16.5 of that to Pennsylvania in order to support initiatives like this and other roadway safety efforts. MCSAP is an amazing tool that we have to partner with states as they're looking to leverage technology and education and bolstering education efforts in order to keep the roads safe. And we are very proud to continue to support all of Pennsylvania's efforts. So I'll end here and just say that we take safety, it is our guiding, it's our North Star. It's the most important thing that we do. And the fact that we're able to stand today with these partners and seeing the great work that is happening in Pennsylvania as we try to reduce crashes and fatalities on I-81. Again, as I said, I'm very proud to be a part of it. So on behalf of Secretary Buttigieg and our administrator, Robin Hutchinson, I want to thank you all for joining us today. I want to thank you for the partnership, for the continued work, and let's all work together to keep our roads safe. Thank you very much.
Thanks to all of our speakers here. Does anyone have any questions before we move to the visual portion? All right. Well, thank you again, everybody. You're behind us. We have the PMTA No Zone trailer, and we also have a truck being actually pulled in here right now, and an inspection will be conducted on him. So you're welcome to any of those visuals. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Major Robert Kroll, Director of the Pennsylvania State Police Bureau of Patrol. Keeping the roads in the concrete for safety by all operators, because they're all interacting together and need to share the roads with their One of our more difficult tasks, as well as, but separately and differently, driving too fast for road and weather conditions and the traffic conditions that exist at the time. Even sometimes the speed limit may not be safe for administration and other state police entities along the I-81 corridor for its entire length to conduct extra patrols and proactive traffic enforcement. I believe this demonstrates two things. The Pennsylvania State Police is committed to ensuring motorists comply with the laws. Occur, you have available time to react. Be sure to move over for disabled vehicles and emergency response. Clearance when you pass is imperative to avoid potentially being struck if something comes to a stop ahead of you as you're completing that passing maneuver.
I-81 was actually carved out of the Appalachian Trail coming from the upstate New York down into Virginia. And one of the greatest things that I-81 is a major thoroughfare for us to bring